Hello everyone, my name is Ernest Rutherford. I was born on August 30th, 1871 in Spring Grove, New Zealand. I'm the fourth of 12 children and the second son. My father is James Rutherford and my mother is Martha Rutherford. In 1873, I met and fell in love with my landlady's daughter, Mary Newton. In 1895, I decided to move to the University of Cambridge in the United Kingdom to pursue my scientific interest. While at Cavendish Laboratory in Cambridge, which is in the United Kingdom, I was invited by my good friend Professor J.J. Thomson to collaborate on the study of X-rays. Now, together, Thomson and I both produced a paper. This paper explained how the effects of X-rays affected the conductivity of gases. This paper also talked about how we divided atoms and molecules into ions. While he went on to examine what would later be called an electron, I took a closer look at his model of the atom. I got a feeling that something was missing. At the time, Thomson's model of the atom was widely accepted. Nearly everyone all thought that it was real and that nothing was missing. But I decided to conduct my own experiments between 1908 and 1913 to test his hypothesis. Now, my experiment involved having a radioactive source with many positively charged heavy alpha particles. Inside of a cube-shaped thick lead box with a narrow opening. The alpha particles were confined to a thin, narrow beam, and a sheet of extremely thin gold foil was pelleted with this narrow beam of heavy alpha particles. Now, I expected all of the atoms to pass right through the gold foil. After all, J.J. Thomson's model of the atom, which is known as the plum pudding model, showed that the atom was actually a sphere of thick, liquid-like substance whose positive charge canceled out the negative charge of the electrons. However, to my great astonishment, when I fired the narrow beam of heavy alpha particles at the gold foil, some of them got scattered in different directions, and some of them had different angles when they bounced back, and very few of them also bounced directly backwards after coming to contact with the thin gold foil. These results were detected by a fluorescent rotatable detector. I was astonished. How can this be? I suspected that the alpha particles had a dense, positively charged center. This central region would contain most of the atomic mass of an atom. This would explain why they got deflected. Upon the analysis of my experiment in 1911, I suggested that the plum pudding model which J.J. Thomson produced had its drawbacks. My new model of the atom, based on the experimental results of my gold foil experiment, showed a crucially important new feature. I discovered the nucleus of the atom. I also discovered that it contained most of the atomic mass. By adding this to my model, it would help future scientists to expand upon my theory. In the future, my favorite and prized student, Niels Bohr, would go on to discover that electrons actually travel in separate orbits around the nucleus of an atom. Dubbed the father of the nuclear age, I received the Nobel Prize for Chemistry in 1908. In 1914, I was knighted. In 1931, I was granted the title Baron Rutherford of Nelson. On October 19, 1937. I will die in Cambridge, England, at age 66 from the complications of a strangulated hernia. I would be buried at Westminster Abbey, and my legacy would be forever remembered by everyone.